Wendy had been a chaperone on a Maclay junior ski trip, and they had been in Colorado. She'd been skiing with my oldest son. I got up and I was getting the kids out the door to go to school. I knew she had been up late, so she was going to sleep in, and so I was quiet and let her sleep in, and came in with my youngest son, and we always did. We'd come in and give her a kiss, tell her we loved her, and goodbye, and so we did. I had texted her just to touch base, and hadn't heard anything, but that wasn't uncommon. She just might have been busy. She worked from home, and I got a phone call at, 2:33 from my middle boy, and he said, Mom never showed up to pick me up. Should I just go to baseball practice? I said, that's weird. I come thinking I haven't heard from her either. I said, yeah, I guess just go ahead because you missed it. And I said, oh, wait a minute. And I saw her cell phone calling me. I said, oh, there she is. She must have just forgot. And I switched over and I said, hey, and it was my youngest son. And he was, he told me, I can't wake up, Mom. And I knew something was wrong, so I got home about 10 minutes later. There's a fancy medical term, but it was a heart attack. There's some blockage in 95% blockage in one of the arteries. It makes you realize that every day is important, and things can happen in a heartbeat, literally, and this is one of those instances.
I just remember waking up Sunday and I thought I got hit by a car out in Times Square because my chest was hurting so bad and it was so tight, but then that was not the right answer. My parents told me that I went to cardiac arrest at the restaurant.
I see my daughter faint and she's falling over in the chair, and me and my buddy was sitting at the other table while they were sitting at the other table, and I seen her falling over. My wife hollered, "Brittany."
Yeah, we had just gotten seated, and I looked over at her, and she had stiffened up, her eyes were huge, and she was just a blank stare.
And I reached up and I grabbed her before she fell, and I was trying to see, and her eyes were rolled back in her head.
And we were, trying to hit her on the face, call her name, get her attention, nothing. And we knew at that point something bad was happening, but we didn't know what. 2 doctors were in the restaurant, and they were both eye doctors. Neither one of them knew each other. They were in there from different parts of the world, and they came to her rescue.
To her luck, there were 2 physicians who were sitting having dinner next table. They put her down in the floor, checked her pulse. She did not have pulse, and immediately they started CPR for her.
And they were swapping back and forth. They acted like they knew what they was doing, but in the meantime, I was just numb, very numb. And I felt helpless. I'm an electrical contractor, man. I know all these things, but I could not fix my daughter that night. But we had help, real good help.
Everything was just black, and all I could hear was my mom and dad speaking to me. Once I heard them yelling, I knew everything was going to be okay, because I just heard my mom and dad's voice just distinctly, "Don't leave us, don't leave us, I love you."
I can't overstate the importance of CPR. We have a saying in cardiology that time is myocardium in heart attacks. The same thing goes for out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. The time to CPR is so crucial for the survival of patients. CPR has to be done immediately, as fast as possible, to circulate the blood to the brain and the vital organs, but mainly the brain.
I learned that people should be aware around, and they all need to take CPR, which we are. You betcha. I will learn CPR so I can help other people in a need. If I was there and somebody was going through it and I knew CPR, I could have saved that person's life, but I couldn't because I didn't know how to do it. I will know next time, and I can help somebody else, your girl or your son.
Let's try to do something about this where people don't have to sit here across from you and tell these stories. Let's do something about that. Let's help the researchers do their research. Let's help the doctors do their thing. Let's make sure there's not another 9-year-old boy calling his dad to tell him he can't wake his mom up.